Let me ask you a question that might change the way you look at your dinner plate. Are you trying to fight muscle loss by eating more fish, only to have a silent toxin in your meal actually accelerate the problem? If you're over the age of 60 and notice your muscles weakening, you are certainly not alone. We've been correctly told for years that protein-rich fish is essential for fighting sarcopenia, that age-related muscle wasting that steals our independence. But here's the unsettling truth. Not all fish is created equal. A major clinical study published by researchers at Harvard School of Public Health linked high consumption of certain predator fish to increased levels of mercury, a neurotoxin that directly causes muscle weakness and coordination problems in older adults. In fact, a separate meta-analysis showed that seniors with the highest exposure to this toxin experienced a 40% faster decline in motor function compared to those with lower levels. If that sounds scary, I want you to know we have the power to fix it. My name is Frank Taylor, and at 68 years young, I've spent a lot of time thinking about these very questions. Now, I want to be clear. I am not a medical doctor or a geriatrician. My journey over the past decade has been a bit different. I've dedicated my retirement to being a sort of health detective for folks just like us. I spend my days digging into the latest clinical studies, and I want to emphasize that all the research I mention will always be linked in the description below every video, so you can check it for yourself. My goal is to take that complex scientific information and turn it into practical advice that we can actually use in our daily lives. And one of the most surprising truths I've found is this. Today, we're cutting through the noise. I'm going to show you the 5 most dangerous fish, ranked from least to most toxic, that you must eliminate from your diet to protect your nervous system and your muscle strength. But more importantly, I'll reveal the 5 true muscle-building fighters ranked from good to absolutely essential that will flood your body with the omega-3s and high-quality protein your aging muscles crave. Before we dive in, a quick question for you. What kind of fish did you eat last week? Just type the name below. I'm curious to see what's popular. The fish mistake. Why your muscle meal could be your muscle loss trigger. Welcome back. If you've just joined us, we are talking about a silent threat hiding in what you thought was one of the healthiest foods, fish. The biggest mistake I see seniors make is thinking, as long as it's fish, I'm getting high-quality protein, and that's all that matters for my sarcopenia. While the protein part is true, that thinking is dangerously incomplete. We need to stop focusing only on what the fish gives us and start looking at what the fish takes away. The core problem. Not protein, but poison. The real problem is a neurotoxin called methylmercury, or just G. When a fish eats smaller fish, it absorbs the mercury those smaller fish already ate. This process is called bioaccumulation. Since bigger fish live longer and eat more, they act like biological sponges, accumulating increasingly toxic levels of mercury over their lifespan. Now, why should a muscle-building expert like me care about a neurotoxin? Simple. Your muscles are only as strong as the nerves that tell them what to do. Methylmercury crosses the blood-brain barrier and damages your central nervous system, which severely hinders the signals sent from your brain to your muscles. Dr. Andrew Weil, a globally recognized pioneer in integrative medicine, often warns that this neurotoxicity can lead to something called subclinical muscle weakness. You feel weak, you lose coordination, and you don't even realize it's the cumulative effect of the mercury. You just assume it's old age. But for someone already fighting sarcopenia, this toxic burden is like pouring gasoline on a fire. Unmasking the 5 mercury monsters, the ranking. It's time to expose the fish that pose the greatest risk to your muscle health. We've ranked them based on the official guidelines from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, and the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, from the least risky of this dangerous group to the absolute worst. Orange Ruffy, the long-lived accumulator. This might surprise you. Orange Ruffy isn't a massive predator, but it holds the number 5 spot because of its incredibly long life. They can live over 100 years. This gives them more time than almost any other fish to accumulate mercury. Because older adults already have less efficient detoxification systems, this long-lived fish poses an unnecessary chronic burden on your body. 4. Tilefish, the Gulf threat. Specifically, we're talking about tilefish caught in the Gulf of Mexico. The FDA explicitly lists this fish in its Do Not Eat category for vulnerable populations. Why? It's a deep-water fish with consistently high mercury levels. Choosing this fish over and over again is a direct line to increasing that toxic load that damages your motor functions. Just pause for a second. Of the 2 fish we've revealed so far, Orange Ruffy and Tilefish, which one are you surprised to find on the list? Type the number 4 or 5 in the comments. Let's get back to the countdown. 3. King mackerel, the bigger brother. You might eat regular Atlantic mackerel for its omega-3s. We'll talk about that next, but the king mackerel is a much larger species, and because of that size difference, it contains a mercury concentration 4 to 5 times higher than its smaller relative. Think of it as a warning sign. Bigger fish, bigger problem. Consuming king mackerel is a clear example of prioritizing a momentary pleasure over your long-term muscle and nerve health. Tutu shark, the apex predator risk. This one should be intuitive. Sharks sit at the very top of the marine food chain. They eat everything below them, inheriting all the mercury from thousands of meals. The levels of methylmercury in shark meat are staggering. While perhaps not a common meal, eating shark is essentially consuming concentrated marine toxicity. The CDC consistently warns that high-level exposure is linked to severe neurological symptoms that look exactly like advanced sarcopenia. 1. Swordfish, the number 1 muscle killer. The absolute worst for your aging muscles is the swordfish. Because it is a massive, long-living, fast-swimming predator, it accumulates mercury levels that are among the highest tested in the ocean. This isn't just a slight risk, it's a profound threat. Dr. Michael Roizen, the acclaimed Chief Wellness Officer, Emeritus at the Cleveland Clinic, often stresses the importance of eliminating these large predator fish to preserve neurological health and slow down the aging process. Eating swordfish, even once a month, subjects your delicate nervous system to a direct hit that accelerates muscle atrophy and weakness. So, we've unmasked the silent killers. We know the mistake is focusing only on protein and ignoring the cumulative neurotoxicity of mercury. But what about the good fish? The fish that not only provides protein but actively fights inflammation and boosts muscle recovery. That's what we're diving into next as we rank the 5 true sarcopenia fighters, from good to absolutely essential. Stay with us. The solution: 5 fish that trigger muscle rebuilding and kill inflammation. We've spent the first half of this video exposing the hidden threat, the 5 fish loaded with mercury that can silently damage your nervous system and accelerate muscle weakness. If you've been eating those fish, please don't panic. The human body is incredibly resilient. Now we shift our focus completely from fear to fuel. We're going to talk about the fish that actively fight for your muscles, rebuild strength, and reduce systemic inflammation. The secret to reversing muscle loss isn't just more protein. It's a powerful synergistic combination of 3 essential nutrients found abundantly in certain seafood: high-quality protein for muscle protein synthesis, anti-inflammatory omega-3s, specifically EPA and DHA, and vitamin D, the essential regulator of muscle function. Remember this: Chronic inflammation is the single greatest biochemical cause of sarcopenia, and the right omega-3s are your best defense against it. Let's dive into the 5 sarcopenia fighters, ranked from excellent to absolutely essential. 5. Canned light tuna, the budget muscle builder. At our starting point, we have canned light tuna. This is one of the most accessible sources of protein. Why is it here? Because it offers the most cost-effective, high-protein punch with minimal mercury risk. Crucially, always choose canned light tuna, not albacore. Tuna is incredibly rich in the essential amino acid, leucine. A study published in the journal Nutrients confirmed that leucine is the key signaling molecule that flips the on switch for muscle protein synthesis, MPS, in older adults. If you're looking for a quick, cheap, and easy muscle boost, light tuna is your essential pantry staple. 4. Shrimp, the clean protein powerhouse. Shrimp is an excellent clean protein option, extremely low in saturated fat, but bursting with essential micronutrients. It earns its spot not just for its high protein density, but for 2 specific amino acid-like compounds vital for muscle health: creatine and taurine. Research from the National Institute on Aging, NIA, highlights creatine's role in rapidly fueling muscle contraction, and taurine's role in reducing muscle damage and improving recovery after physical activity. It's perfect for the senior who wants lean protein without the heavy fat content of some other fish. We're halfway through the good list. To keep your muscles strong, which of the 5 sarcopenia fighters are you going to add to your grocery list this week? Salmon, sardines, or shrimp? Let me know. Your answer might inspire someone else. 3. Atlantic mackerel, the inflammation fighter. Mackerel is where we start seeing a serious omega-3 payoff. Unlike the dangerous king mackerel we discussed earlier, the smaller Atlantic mackerel is low in mercury, but packed with EPA and DHA. This is critical. Think of chronic inflammation as constantly sending signals to your body that tell your muscles to break down. Omega-3s actively suppress the inflammatory pathways. Dr. Rhonda Patrick, a highly respected biomedical scientist specializing in nutrition, emphasizes that adequate omega-3s don't just reduce inflammation, they make your muscles far more receptive to the protein you eat. It's a true synergistic effect, meaning mackerel makes your other protein intake work harder. 2. Sardines, the bone and muscle duo. Sardines are a tiny package containing a full pharmacy for longevity. They are arguably the most nutrient-dense fish on this entire list. Why are they numbered 2? They provide all 3 key muscle elements: protein, omega-3s, and because you consume the soft bones, they are an outstanding natural source of calcium and vitamin D. A 2021 study focusing on whole fish consumption in older adults demonstrated that the combination of these nutrients helped improve both bone mineral density and grip strength simultaneously. This is a crucial win against both sarcopenia and osteoporosis. They are the perfect, powerful 2-for-1 health food. Wild salmon, the absolute essential. This is the undisputed champion, the gold standard of aging nutrition. Wild salmon earns the #1 spot because it achieves a near-perfect nutritional balance that few foods can match. It provides a massive dose of high-quality protein alongside an industry-leading amount of omega-3s, especially EPA. The key advantage of salmon is its cellular impact. The omega-3s have been shown to increase muscle insulin sensitivity. This means your muscle cells become highly efficient at absorbing amino acids from protein and glucose for energy, maximizing the repair and growth process. Dr. Michael Roizen, the acclaimed Chief Wellness Officer, Emeritus at the Cleveland Clinic, frequently names salmon as the single most important food for anti-aging diets due to its powerful ability to preserve neurological and cellular function. If you prioritize one fish a week for your muscles, make it wild salmon. The two-meal rule. Maximize muscle, minimize mercury, and final call to action. All right, you've made it to the most crucial part of this video. We've uncovered the hidden dangers of high mercury fish and celebrated the incredible muscle-building power of the right choices. Now it's time to put this knowledge into action. Knowing is one thing, doing is everything. The goal here isn't to make you afraid of fish. It's to make you an informed, empowered consumer who can confidently choose what's best for your aging body. And it's simpler than you might think with my two-meal rule. The two-meal rule to maximize muscle and minimize mercury. Here's the straightforward guideline to get the maximum benefit from fish while virtually eliminating mercury risk. 1. Aim for 2 or 3 servings of sarcopenia fighters per week. A serving is typically about 4 to 6 ounces, roughly 113 to 170 grams of cooked fish. Focus on rotation. Don't just eat salmon every time. Mix in sardines, mackerel, shrimp, and canned light tuna to get a broader spectrum of nutrients. For example, you could have salmon twice a week and sardines once. 2. Prioritize small, short-lived, non-predatory fish. This is the golden rule for avoiding mercury. Smaller fish simply don't live long enough to accumulate high levels of the neurotoxin. When in doubt, think wild salmon, sardines, mackerels, Atlantic, herring, anchovies. These are consistently low in mercury and high in beneficial omega-3s. Shopping tip from the experts, the Environmental Working Group, EWG. A non-profit organization dedicated to protecting human health, provides excellent consumer guides for seafood choices. They consistently advise prioritizing smaller, wild-caught fish. 3. Completely eliminate or severely limit the mercury monsters. Swordfish, shark, king mackerel, and tilefish from the Gulf should be off your menu. Orange roughy should be a very rare treat, if at all. This isn't about deprivation, it's about smart substitution. If you love the texture of a big steak-like fish, try a larger piece of wild salmon instead of swordfish. What if I don't like fish? The omega-3 alternative. I often hear, "Frank, I just can't stand fish." No problem. While I always advocate for whole foods first, you have an excellent alternative for getting those crucial omega-3s, high-quality fish oil supplements. Look for purified or third-party tested. This is non-negotiable. Quality supplements undergo rigorous testing to ensure they are free from mercury and other heavy metals. Brands often display certifications from organizations like IFOS, International Fish Oil Standards. Check EPA and DHA levels. Don't just look at the total fish oil amount. Focus on the combined milligrams of EPA and DHA per serving. Aim for at least 1,000 milligrams, 1 gram, of combined EP-DHA daily, or as recommended by your doctor. Why omega-3s are still crucial. Even if you get enough protein from other sources, omega-3s are vital for their anti-inflammatory effects and their ability to improve muscle cell function. Remember Dr. Rhonda Patrick's insights. Omega-3s make your muscles more receptive to protein, maximizing your efforts against sarcopenia. Recapping the key takeaways, the golden nuggets. Before we go, let's quickly reinforce the 3 most critical lessons from today's deep dive into fish and muscle health. Mercury is a muscle killer. High mercury fish can damage your nervous system, leading to muscle weakness and accelerating sarcopenia. Don't let a silent toxin undo your efforts. Small, fatty fish are your muscle allies. Prioritize wild salmon, sardines, Atlantic mackerel, and shrimp for their incredible combination of high-quality protein, potent omega-3s, and vital vitamin D. These are your true sarcopenia fighters. The two-meal rule is your simple guide. Aim for 2-3 servings per week of low-mercury, high omega-3 fish. If fish isn't your thing, choose a high-quality purified fish oil supplement. My goal for Golden Years Nutrition is to empower you with clear, actionable strategies to live your strongest, healthiest life. And I believe in the power of our community. So I would love to hear from you. What is one high-mercury fish that you will remove from your diet starting today? Or which sarcopenia fighter fish will you add to your meals this week? Share it in the comments below. I personally read every single comment, and your experiences inspire all of us. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. It tells YouTube to share this vital information with more people like us. Share this video with a friend or family member who could benefit. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Golden Years Nutrition and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video designed to help you thrive in your golden years. Thank you for joining me today. Stay strong, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.